The Battle of Cape Santa Maria on October 5, 1804, was a naval engagement that took place off the southern Portuguese coast, in which a British squadron under the command of Commodore Graham Moore attacked and defeated a Spanish squadron commanded by Brigadier Don José de Bustamante y Guerra. Under the terms of a secret convention, Spain had to pay 72 million francs annually to France until it declared war on Britain. The British had learned of the treaty and knew it was likely that Spain would declare war soon after the arrival of the treasure ships. Since the British also knew that by law the fleet could only land at Cadiz, as well as its place and approximate time of departure from South America, it was not difficult to position a squadron to intercept it. At dawn on the 5th of October, the Spanish frigate sighted the coast of Portugal. At 7 a.m., they sighted the 4 British frigates. Bustamante ordered his ships into line of battle. Order of battle. Spain. From a 34-gun frigate, Media 40-gun frigate, flagship carrying Admiral Bustamante, Mercedes 36-gun frigate, Santa Clara 34-gun frigate. Britain. HMS Medusa 32-gun frigate. HMS Indefatigable 44-gun frigate, flagship, Commodore Graham Moore. HMS Lively 38-gun frigate. HMS Amphion 32-gun frigate. You are currently watching a very sped-up version of our playthrough. Later we will run things through in a lower tempo in much more detail. In our battle report, we adjusted the frigate stats to match the historical ships more closely through upgrades and also through adjusting ship points on the 5th rates where applicable. For instance, the British frigate HMS Lively getting 38 ship points and the Spanish Media 40 points. British total points were 725 and the Spanish 720. The value of around 725 points was agreed upon in advance. As usual, we played using house rules with some important changes to how easy it is to score crits with the different type guns at certain distances. You can see it here on the quick reference sheet. The British +1 to shooting is also scrapped. We first had a playthrough starting at half pistol shot range as in the historical encounter. However, this ended up lasting all of 10 minutes, as the Spanish fleet was quickly wiped out. So we instead ran a what-if scenario, where the Spanish side were more aware of the British fleet's intentions and there would be more manoeuvring. The aim of the Spanish fleet was to make it to the other side of the map and onwards towards Spain. The British aim was to capture the Spanish ships by striking their flags or by boarding. For the first turns, the Spanish had the weather gauge and were running west-northwest with the wind from southeast at full sails. They were closely pursued by the British squadron sailing west-southwest, also at full sails. The British commander has chosen to hold his fire and thus saving the initial broadside for a possible closer action later on, and so has the Spanish commander. The Spanish squadron's aim is to leave the board by its northern edge. The Spanish first 3 ships has opened up on the HMS Indefatigable at the British van. This attack scored little damage, but a successful critical hit has damaged the Indefatigable's rudder. She will be traveling straight ahead while her rudder is jammed. This also breaks the British line. The British line, now led by HMS Lively, sails into the gap between the Spanish line and HMS Indefatigable. In the ensuing barrage, the Media and the Fommer are both forced to test to see if they strike their colours. Both ships fail this test, leaving the Spanish line heavily decimated. The HMS Indefatigable has successfully performed a wearing maneuver, and she is now heading east-southeast. As the Spanish line heads north passing the British rear, the last ship in the line, the HMS Amphion, is forced to strike her colours after being raked. The HMS Indefatigable and the Mercedes exchanges broadsides, both scoring good hits. This last bit, we ended up missing some footage as the camera was accidentally turned off. Even though the British line led by the HMS Lively performs a successfully wearing maneuver and scores a few hits on the Spanish ships at the end, it is too late and 2 of the for treasure ships leave the map. The battle is considered a draw. 2 ships making it off the map and 2 being captured by the British squadron.